You almost quit music years ago, and nobody knows why. What happened? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Random Riffs podcast, brought to you by Jam Hut Studio. I'm your host, Peter Karras. Our mission here with Random Riffs is to provide a platform for original local musicians to showcase their greatest hits. And a big shout out to our team, the Weekly Wanderer, Connor O'Sullivan, covering all your live local performances, updates, and Ali Sun with Hunny Luxe production. Some artists write songs, other artists bleed them. Tonight, you're meeting one that does both. I now introduce to you, Ali Sun.
Hey guys, I'm Ali Sun. This is one of my songs called Sun Dreams, and it does have a lot of significance to me. I wrote it as part of my personal freedom journey back to my music. Came here to think, came here to sing, came to watch the sunset on the shore. Warm and windy, thought I'd miss you, baby, but what I found is so much more. All the words I ever said fell on deaf ears. You weren't man enough to ever face your fears. I know better now, and I got a second chance. Set my heart free, now my soul just wants to dance. Came here to think, came here to sing, came to watch the sunset on the shore. Warm and windy, thought I'd miss you, baby, but what I found is so much more. Thought you could break me, you might have shaken me up, but I know what I'm worth now. Not your girl no more, I guess I got too bored. I'm really fucking happy now. All the words I ever said fell on deaf ears. You weren't man enough to ever face your fears. I know better now, and I got a second chance. Set my heart free, now my soul just wants to dance. Came here to think, yeah. Tired of trying, I am done lying. I'm gonna take it all back. You keep on pushing, I'm tired of pulling on all of the love we used to have. Tired of faking, I'm not gonna take it. What did you think would happen next?
Wow, that was very, very cool. I have to say that was a very passionate song, and I'm just curious, like, what inspired that song?
Honestly, I literally found myself at one point driving out to the beach almost every day just to give myself a little bit of like freedom in my mundane everyday schedule. Um, and I found myself bringing my music book and my guitar with me just to give myself a little bit of melody
Wow, that's
in my daily life
a great setting to
because
have
I missed my
creativity.
music. I really,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. So, and actually, going back to the question, what actually happened? Why did you almost quit music?
So when I was 15, I started a band because that was it. That was all I wanted to do, was be in a rock and roll band.
The American dream.
The American dream, right?
Right.
I wanted to go on tour. I wanted to record albums. That was it. That was all I wanted to do.
Makes
And we were on the way. We had albums in the works. We were planning a tour. We were getting ready to sign the paperwork.
Must have been psyched.
We were so psyched. We were recording. I had laid down drum tracks, bass tracks, guitars. We were getting ready to do that. We were getting ready to sign papers. And I remember I had given up on going to college because
This was going to be the
this
thing.
was
Burn the fucking
this
bridges.
was the thing. So I was like, well, I guess I'm not doing school.
Dive right
and my
in. I
parents
love it.
were,
Total immersion. That's important. That's how you get things going. So
yeah, exactly. Because you can't do everything 100%. You have to commit to one thing or another. And my parents were not happy about that. And then my singer was a year younger than us.
well, I got to say I commend you for doing what you wanted to do, because a lot of people, they just never take a chance, and
Thanks.
you got to go for it sometimes. Parents, they lead us astray at times, So
Yeah, and my dad always wanted to do it, and he just never really had the courage. Not the courage, I guess. Just he was always like more practical, and I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it. But my singer was a year younger than us, and when it came time to go on tour and do the thing, she was like, I'm going to art school. And we were like, what are you talking about? And that was the end of that. And then I spent all of my 20s just basically lost, drinking, drugging, just in a mess, in a whirlwind, not doing my music, not at all committed to myself. And it just was a mess. I was a mess.
Holy cow. And is there any significance to the reason why you picked this particular song?
Because it was always represented a freedom to me. It represented a freedom in my relationship that I was in at the time, and it represented a freedom like in my music. Really. In both ways, to me, it was like really important. Like just to have like that little slice of like every day I would leave the house just to get away from him. And then I wrote about just
And so this actually kind of like invited you back into the musical experience, would you say?
Yeah.
Wow. That is awesome. Honestly, I got to say, I commend you. That's freaking awesome. Thank you for being on the pod.
Thanks for having me.
So for this week's live music at Uncle Frank, starting off on Thursday, this week the 5th, Jack McGalley, 6 p.m. Rory Kelly, who we're going to have on soon, is at Whiskey Reds in East Meadow, as well at 9 p.m. Heading over next night to Friday, you have Derek Adam at Reynolds and Vine over in Point Lookout. And you always have new acts, usually at Mr. Beery's and Nostalgia. At Mr. Beery's, you have the Fake Lighter record release at 9 p.m. And then on Saturday, 3/7, Evan Kariga is at the Point Lookout Clam Bar at 6:30. I will be at the Spring Carnival at Stereo Garden all day and night at 5 p.m. Backstage pass. You guys are going to get a look at that. And then Sunday, March 8th at Borelli's is Anthony Gall at 5 p.m. And we also have Renee D'Angelo at Daisy's at 1 p.m. And that pretty much sums up this week.
Subscribe to Random Riffs.